Republican Party. But how did we get here? Back in 2009, town halls were being disrupted by what appeared to be grassroots protests against health care. Turns out Republican-backed, corporately funded groups were sponsoring speakers and busing people to events when the Tea Party movement went prime time.
And celebrate liberty
and freedom.
And freedom, of course, we're talking about the Tea Parties going on across the country all day long.
The Tea Party revolution.
There's probably one right by you.
Map to show you just how widespread these are comes from Newt Gingrich's organization. Bam! Fox News is out in front of this.
Fox News Tea Party media stars were born, none bigger than Sarah Palin. In her latest Facebook post, she's cheering the Tea Party extremists on. Quote, "The new wave of public servants may recall that they were sent to D.C. for such a time as this. All my best to you GOP freshmen from up here in the last frontier." Those Tea Party freshmen helped change the balance of power in the midterm elections. They became members of Michelle Bachmann's Tea Party caucus. So here we are. The monster is alive. And Speaker Boehner has no way to control it. Joining me is Lee Fang, investigative reporter of Think Progress. Lee, one of the things that is beyond my ability to understand, is how if the Tea Party leaders initially were saying they wanted to take care of average American people that needed jobs and that needed a balanced way of living, would never, as they grew into power, question the rich and would fight against taxing them and closing their loopholes. But you began answering some of those questions because a lot of where they were getting their funds from was from the rich that are being protected by not having these loopholes and these tax cuts on the table. The Koch brothers' contribution to Tea Party freshmen, more than $350,000. I mean, you've uncovered a lot of hard information here.
Well, sure, and, to really understand the Tea Party, forget some of the rhetoric about the Revolutionary War or the Constitution or whatever they go on Fox News and say, and look at the true drivers of the Tea Party. And just to give you kind of a truncated history here, in the end of 2008, Republican strategists and corporate lobbyists saw this massive army of Obama volunteers and saw how they were pushing progressive reforms. And, the conservative base, the evangelical base, had been fatigued. They were tired after 8 years of Republican hypocrisy on social values. So the corporate lobbyists, working with big industrialists and people on Wall Street, they went out and hired organizers. David Koch, his group Americans for Prosperity, back in January of 2009, hired 80 organizers to go across the country, building this movement that became the Tea Party. Dick Armey,
when you say organizers, their job was to go around the country and actually organize Tea Party members and events.
Yeah, they were using a lot of the same tactics that Obama employed. Creating neighborhood groups, using online technology. But what they weren't doing, what they're doing that's different than other social movements, they had tens of millions of dollars in advertising. They had Fox News. They were galvanizing people in a very efficient and methodical way. And what they couldn't tell people that, we need the Tea Party to help us cut taxes for billionaires or gut the EPA. They had to use conspiracies. They had to say that health reform was about killing grandma.
Lee, I'm going to have to go. Thank you so much. And this is interesting. We'll have you back. Think Progress, Lee Fang. Watching. Have a great weekend. Stay alert. I'm Al Sharpton. Hardball starts right now.